Who are you?
I'm anti-Daniel Bryan.
Where's Zach?
Dude, my face is super cold, though.
Dude, where is Zach? He had a beard. Which we have a police report, folks. This is breaking Two Guys, One Belt news. The gentleman that has been appearing, his identity has been revealed. We know he is. We want to thank the police department for sending this police report. We have been very scared and anxious. We've been wondering where the hell the guy has been. He's in custody.
What the hell he's been doing?
And his name is Solomon Seminole. Solomon Seminole.
Solomon Seminole.
He's from Mother Russia through Florida State University. That just sounds odd.
What does he have a degree in?
A degree.
Degree in kayfabe?
Degree in kayfabe.
What does that mean?
Jeez. Anyways, he's been working through drug trafficking through Vladimir Putin. God, that's a big deal. Oh, and this other guy named I'm trying to read it. Rasev.
Rasev, last name Krasha.
Rasev Krasha and Vladimir Putin.
March 2nd version of WWE Raw.
Live from Newark, New Jersey.
New Jersey, which is home of Jonathan Stewart.
Jonathan Stewart, and possibly SummerSlam this year, possibly.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
The night started with Mr. Money in the Bank, Seth Rollins, coming out. He got on the microphone, talked about Jon Stewart a little bit, which we'll get into later about his appearance. Then Roman Reigns came out. Believe that. And
you know, it was going super well for Roman until he messed up. And then once he messed up, he kind of just like kept trying to watch himself.
I will say this, especially since the past few weeks have gone by, they're giving him very limited mic time. And it's not that they're giving him very limited mic time, they're giving him very limited things to say on the mic.
At least the Authority didn't come out first this week.
Oh, God.
Technically, they kind of did, but at least it wasn't Triple H. But anyways, we'll rate this segment real quick. I'm going to go an up and a down.
Up and a down.
It led up to
the main event.
Which
still did its work. It did what it was supposed to do.
And again, it also led up to potential WrestleMania because Seth Rollins was talking about maybe cashing in if it's Roman.
So that's always a possibility. Next up, we saw rematch, not title rematch, between Bad News Barrett and Dean Ambrose. We can talk about the match. Let's just rate the match real quick. I'm just going to go even, just because this IC title thing.
Yeah,
give me your thoughts on the whole IC title getting stolen by this person.
At the beginning of it, like when it kept getting stolen and stuff like that, I felt like, they're kind of overdoing it. But it's a great lead up going into WrestleMania because you don't know who's going to have the title.
I'm not a fan of it. It's different if it's the hardcore title and there's 24/7 rules on it and it keeps flipping and flopping, but people just taking physically the belt and just taking it, and then it's supposed to be something funny and it's supposed to get people's attention by being funny. It doesn't work.
Yeah.
It doesn't work. Not for me.
See, I like it.
Next up.
So this was a hilarious segment.
This is good funny.
This was an Attitude Era-esque kind of backstage segment.
Yes, it was. So last week we heard Mizdow is going to have a commercial. This week, we get a behind-the-scenes kind of feature, how he did the commercial, and Miz comes in and takes over their commercial. He's like, no, this is my commercial now. So then we get to the premiere of the commercial. There's a bunch of superstars in the back. It looks like Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. They showed the premiere of the commercial for Niagara. It was great. And then Mizdow still in the commercial, and then Miz gets all pissed off at Mizdow.
Miz slaps him, and his glasses actually even came off.
And they do this, and it was
an intense stare down.
Great face down.
But
great.
I think the only drawback to that is the saying sorry at the end.
Oh,
where Mizdow bows down to Miz. Make it happen.
But they're saving it. They're saving it. So you had to say that. They're saving it. So next up, we get Bray Wyatt.
Eater of worlds.
He's got the whole... Let's get to the promo. Casket comes out. The casket he's been actually building, not the one he came out in Fastlane.
Not the fake one.
He cuts a Bray Wyatt promo, which is always pretty good.
Which wasn't a backstage filmed promo this time, which I thought was cool. It was an on-stage.
It was on stage. So then he sets the casket on fire. That was to overdo it. The message to Undertaker.
All right. I have one problem with him lighting the casket on fire.
Go for it.
Why did he use the long candle lighter? He should have used a match or something. Come on. That's like a bitch way to light it. Like you're standing 10 feet away and lighting
Bray freaking
Come on, light a
riot.
match, throw it, and go boom. Look at this quote. Where I come from, everything burns.
With him and the Undertaker trying to find that similarity, but then a difference at the same time.
Yeah, I mean,
It's
even
great.
though he's the only one that's been in the segments, I think it's fantastic that he's the only one.
See,
until 2 weeks before that Undertaker can come out.
Do you think he will come out at all?
Yes.
That's a rumor going around that
will come
Undertaker
out.
might not appear.
Gentlemen.
I hope that he appears before WrestleMania because I don't think it's executed as well without him. So the next match we get was the 6-person intergender tag match. Usos, Naomi versus Sorrow.
You want to rate this match real quick?
Yeah, let's go ahead and rate it.
All right, you go first.
I'm going to go a down and a half.
I'm going to go 2 thumbs down because this is the worst match I've ever seen in my life. Cesaro cannot carry a match to save his life. I mean, Tyson's kid's back must be freaking broken for as much as he has to carry that sack of shit.
But this match was
Not new.
Not new. That's
was
one.
the same thing.
That's un. Number 2, it didn't last that long.
No.
And it was pretty much the same style of match we've been getting out of these teams.
I thought when they brought the females in,
It was
and they
good- it was
started doing
gonna have
that, that was the peak of this feud.
I'm surprised they didn't save this for freaking WrestleMania, man. This night affirmed to me is we're going to get a tag team title rematch at WrestleMania. There's probably going to be no other team involved. Next up, we get definitely one of the highlights of the night. Not him. No, not him. John Cena came out
he
on the
was in the
microphone,
segment.
and he announced that he's going to be in the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal, but then Stephanie McMahon came out.
What news did she have for us, Nate?
She said she's not going to be in the Battle Royal. Actually, you're not going to be in a match at WrestleMania at all. Yeah.
Just for the casual fans out there, he's going to be in WrestleMania.
Yeah,
I'm just saying.
this is true. If they're going to go with this, saying that you have to earn a WrestleMania match, you're once again, you're questioning the fans' intelligence.
But is it John Cena versus the Authority again?
I guess so. But let's get to the highlight of the segment. Holy cow. What a freaking night by Curtis Axel.
Yes.
What a segment to come out. There's Stephanie McMahon and freaking John Cena. Two of the most polarizing characters are in the ring, and out comes freaking Curtis Axel. And guess what he's doing? He's got hashtag Axelmania. He's talking about how he's still never been eliminated from the Royal Rumble.
Yes, that is awesome.
At our Royal Rumble review, we said if Curtis Axel can run with this and talk about
technically
how
I still
he
haven't
was never
lost the Royal
eliminated.
Rumble. Technically, I've still never lost, so technically I can still win. 2 Axelmania chants.
And for me, I think it's because he got involved with the Cena Stephanie in that segment.
When I
So.
rewatched this match earlier this morning, half the crowd was saying John Cena sucks, and half the crowd was saying Axelmania.
So pretty much all going to
everybody was
Axelmania
going
and
for
going
Axelmania.
and down and John Cena. And John Cena was on bitch mode tonight, if I
Yes.
say so myself. He had this bump his face
looked
and he was
like he
all
was trying
upset.
to be a heel.
Yeah, exactly. It looked like he was a heel. It didn't look like he was John Cena trying to strive and getting all angry and showing his passion. No, it was awful.
This match real quick, and then I'm going to ask you a question.
The match, I'll go a thumb up and a thumb half,
I'm gonna
simply
go
because
2 up and 2 up. So my question is,
he has a mega question for me.
Curtis Axel has been emulating Hulk Hogan for 2 weeks.
Yes.
So, after WrestleMania, what should his character become? My personal opinion, and I want to know if you agree with me or not, is his gimmick should be to emulate other Hall of Famers every 2 or 3 months. Now, the perfect example I have is Stone Cold Steve Axel. Would be the first one. That is my hope.
So next up, we got the game. Triple H, the King of Kings.
I thought this was the worst segment of the night. I'm
definitely.
going to rate it 2 thumbs down.
I'll go. I'm going to go up a thumbs down to thumbs half, just because I like the Booker T involvement. Historically, it made sense to have Booker T in there. But
they keep interviewing.
That was probably the only good thing about it. That was probably the only good thing about it. It just really it didn't click like I thought it could. And they're obviously just trying to put over Sting more and more. It just, it's the same thing in my personal opinion.
With Bray Wyatt.
With Bray Wyatt
You
and
gotta have
Undertaker.
Sting appear.
You gotta have Sting appear, and it gets
and
people
seeing as
built
he's
more.
already appeared, you have to have him on 2 of the next
Yes,
Raws.
right, exactly.
Earlier in the night, they announced that it was going to be a Divas Championship match.
Hashtag give Divas a chance.
I'm gonna rate this real quick. I'm gonna go up and a half.
I'll go 2 thumbs up. Only because I'm not saying it was amazing, and that's why I'm giving it 2 thumbs up. I'm giving it 2 thumbs up for the actual balls to go out and say, okay, we'll actually give Divas a chance. How long was this? This could have, I mean, it went over a commercial break. They had the match started, then they went to a commercial break, which rarely happens for Divas matches.
15 seconds in, they went to commercial break.
True. So, I mean, if you include the commercial break, this was around 15 minutes. Brie ended up getting involved and attacked Paige. And
for the DQ. So the belt doesn't switch hands, which is good for a Monday.
Right, and, you know, hopefully leading to some at WrestleMania.
And
which is what
after the DQ, good old comes
This
out.
is when it's good. AJ Lee returned to Monday Night Raw.
And I think bonus, she's from Jersey.
So it helps.
So that
got a
helped.
great pop. Oh my
great.
goodness, got a great pop.
Everyone went
good
crazy.
for her.
And that's what they're leading it to believe.
So yes, so are we either going to get a tag team match at WrestleMania, or are we going to get a championship fatal 4-way, which is obviously what I want.
You'd have to have a championship fatal 4-way.
You have to. So next up, we probably, in what most people will call, and I think it was, the best segment of the night.
Definitely.
Best segment of the night. This was great.
Up.
2 thumbs up. We got the Daily Show with Seth Rollins and Jon Stewart came out. Even had the whole set. The set was awesome.
Yeah,
the set was
really
They
cool.
even had the same intro as the Daily Show. It was just, it was comedy gold, but it was so good. It wasn't just all comedy. That was just the celebrity appearance and the intensity and them being on the mic together. That's what carried the segment. The comedy didn't carry the segment. The pure celebrity ability and then the intensity of Jon Stewart and Seth Rollins is what carried the segment. Just to throw out some memorable quotes. I will make a fool out of a man dressed like a SWAT team stripper with Lady Gaga's hair.
That was probably the best one.
That was hilarious.
You're just proving to the world that you can barely read. Stewart to Rollins.
with the paper on the desk. That was just great. This was just...
Stewart calls a curb stomp a Jersey brunch. Music hits, everyone turns around, and Jon Stewart kicks him straight in his no-no square.
That's an Attitude Era thing.
That was
definitely.
great.
Just
And
straight kicked him right in the balls.
Yeah, so they actually even show a replay of it, and it's pretty awesome. But then after, in a backstage segment, Jon Stewart even points out that he's not going to go down that hallway because there's no security down there.
Guess what Jon Stewart did, folks? He didn't break goddamn kayfabe.
Let's go, Jon Stewart.
Kayfabe is not dead.
Yeah.
Next segment was Luke Harper versus Daniel Bryan. Guess what I'm going? I'm going evens again. If it's
Going
anything,
2 thumbs straight up. Luke Harper's a godsend.
there's a discussion for another day whether or not Daniel Bryan deserves this Intercontinental Championship treatment, if he deserves something
He's trying to
better.
bring his legacy down.
You know,
but we won't
I
talk
don't
about
care.
that
We don't even have to talk about that. We really don't. If he's going to be in this Intercontinental Championship match, fine. That's cool. Fine. But you got to worry about build-up, man.
It also introduced Dolph into the IC title.
Yes,
Yeah.
and then he got on top of the ladder, and him and Daniel had like this face down, and that was cool. Don't get me wrong, but they should be having a singles match, not the freaking in.
The next segment,
which
is
could have been neck and neck with Jon Stewart. God,
Paul
bang,
Heyman.
bang. He
2
brought out the gun.
thumbs straight
You
up.
don't even have to question that.
Let me see if I can find
This was probably the best Paul Heyman mic segment we've gotten.
my favorite
in forever.
quote. Brock Lesnar simply Ronda Rousey's your ass.
Ronda Rousey. We made Ronda Rousey goddamn verb tonight, son. Zach, Ronda Rousey eat his beard.
Oh, that's true. Good point.
Yes, he
that, it's not your problem that Brock Lesnar showing up at a UFC fight.
Brock Lesnar shows up when he damn well pleases.
Yeah, he shows up when he wants. He does his thing. It's his life. Don't tell him how to live it, which needed to be said.
Oh, God, yes. We talk about Bray Wyatt and Undertaker not being there. We talk about Triple H and Sting not being there. Or Roman and Brock not being there. But the catalyst and Brock not being there with the Roman-Brock feud is there's a guy named Paul Heyman. So let's try not to compare that with the Undertaker Sting thing. All right, so then let's go on now to the main event of the night, Roman Reigns versus Mr. Money in the Bank, Seth Rollins. Going into this match, great build-up. It happened throughout the night. We got the Daily Show segment. It happened throughout the night, and then, we even got a backstage segment before, and Big Show and Kane were going to come out to help, and then Randy even came out to help and everything like that.
What would you rate this segment?
Everything besides the match I felt like was pretty good, but the match itself just kind of wasn't great. I'm going to go thumbs up, thumbs down.
I'm going to go an 1.5.
Okay, that's cool.
The big reason it wasn't an up and a down, it was a half, was because of that mid-air spear at the end of the
That
match.
spear at the end was
Holy crap! It didn't look.
Randy get interfere in the match, and he got real upset. So he starts walking away, and then Roman does on top of the spear. On top of that, he jumped over the top rope and jumped onto the Authority. So I feel like, in my personal opinion, this was the best night Roman Reigns has had since Royal Rumble.
And I think this has a lot of WrestleMania implications for the cash-in, which is another good reason to have this as your main event and not the first match.
Right. So this wasn't. I'm not saying this was great build-up, but a segment like this, a match like this, and what they did before and after, this is solid build-up. Let's go ahead and rate Raw real quick. And what do you think about the Raw tonight?
I'm gonna go 1 up and like a 3/4.
If you can go 1 up, 3/4, that's fair. I'm going to go a thumb up and a half. This was definitely the best Raw we've had, I think, since Royal Rumble.
Everything they did had WrestleMania implications, which needs to happen every single Raw up until WrestleMania.
And, execution is execution, but you can't be disappointed if they're building up to the show.
Yeah, I mean,
you really can't.
Even a shitty match like the tag team one is leading up to,
at least it's leading up to WrestleMania.
It's leading up to something which I'll give them 100% credit.
You have to. You have to.
That's just what you need to do, and they're executing it almost to perfection.
So this is my thought. A night like tonight, though the improved build-up, it helped. A night like this helped the build-up for WrestleMania. I feel like this is going to be one of those WrestleManias where we don't really talk about the build-up very much. The build-up is not going to be, anything to talk about. This WrestleMania could and looks really good on paper. This is my theory on WrestleMania. At this point, I don't give a shit about the build-up. I really seriously don't. I don't care.
I feel like
I credit them. I credit them for building up and everything like that. But these matches have to execute very well.
Even if you have good execution, like perfect execution, without a storyline build-up, it's just not as engaging.
And I will
I
feel
give
like
you that.
You
have to give more time to the build-up, because even if the match isn't perfection, I mean, it's going to seem better because you're engaged with the storyline.
You look at the Intercontinental title ladder match, which you've been enjoying the build-up. Yeah. I haven't been. This is how I feel.
But
I
haven't enjoyed the match.
Exactly. I haven't been enjoying the build-up, but the match, I will guarantee you, will be a spot fest, and it will be an amazing match. I can already predict that. Same with Triple H and Sting. The build-up isn't, mind-blowing, boggling, amazing, or anything like that. Sting isn't appearing all the time. But that match could be an amazing match, a history-making match. So that's how I feel about WrestleMania at this point. 3 weeks out. All Raw, we enjoyed it.
If you guys ever, when you guys watch live, follow us at 2Guys1Belt. We live tweet.
It was great.
Join us in the conversation. Tweet at us at 2Guys1Belt.
And make sure to also like us on Facebook. Search 2Guys1Belt.
And be sure to subscribe to this channel. And check us out on Get Scared TV as well.
On Roku, if you got a Roku.
Other than that, we are
2 Guys and 1 Belt.
2 G1 B 2 G1 B.
Solomon Seminole.
We coming for you.
We're coming for you. Don't play no games, Solomon Seminole.